Alrighty. Oh, there's the audio. Perfect. Cool. Okay, we're back in business. Okay. I'm an idiot. Seriously. I'm such a fucking idiot. Because the first stream of today, the music stream, was entirely silent because I never switched the input for the audio, which means I should probably not even bother with switching. I should just get myself a mixer and then put both the sound sources into the mixer so that it's just static. I never have to change it. It's just going to be there. Okay? So I think that's maybe the third or the fifth time I have totally forgotten to switch the sound for the audio machine back to the Gamedev, or from the Gamedev to the audio machine. So yeah, it's basically been like 35 minutes of me going, oh man, this sounds so cool. Oh, this is awesome. Man, this is great. You know what's great about the sound we're making here? And then it's just silence. The rest of the people probably missed the notification, didn't tell you anything. You know, hindsight 2020, man. I am thick, okay? I am like a wall, okay? There are things that I still realize that were said or done many, many years ago that I still realize that I'm a fucking idiot. So, you know what? That's just my cross to bear. That's my forever problem. Nice. Okay. I think I might want to take the player's orb proximity detection. Maybe drop it down just a touch. Test of loyalty. So far, only one person passed the test. It's okay. I'm pretty sure Steven is busy because, you know, he has a job. That thing that everybody needs. Okay, sometimes my hits are just missing entirely. Nice. Okay, cool. So, we set this up. Our next step would be to make an enemy. An enemy. Kinematic body. Which is a character body. Okay. So we'll call it warrior. Animated sprite. Did we get the animations exported? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't think I did. I have done my best to try and get the animations properly reorganized. Where is the enemy? Undead. Why is it so tall? What the heck? Okay. So we have... what do we have? We have a walk cycle. We have some extra pixels here and there. We have the... What is this? This is the knockback. This is the block. This is a basic attack. We have a like a sprawl-in wide attack. And then this is just a regular fast attack. And then this is where it takes a bomb and drops it down. Which might actually end this animation here. And then have it do like a knockback. And then I have no idea what the heck this was. I think these are utility sprites because Gamemaker Studio is stupid. And the only way to do collisions that even remotely match up with the sprite is to use the entire sprite as a collision shape. So that means every single pixel becomes a collision shape. So I wanted to make sure the body doesn't count as collision shape, so I had to make like a separate layer for this stupid-ass attack. Ugh. Love these animations. Thanks. Once I get around to doing Birth of Reapers again, maybe this is gonna be the sort of style I'll mess around with. It's very simple. Is barely more than a stickman. Oh, I realized why the animation was so tall. Okay. Oh, no, come on. Well, now we gotta roll back. Okay. So we're gonna stop right here. Gotta export render animation. This is a warrior. Just export the whole thing. Too bad we can't increase the zoom level here. But we can kind of tell where the empty frames are. Open file. I need to open this. Okay. This is walk. There's no idle here. These things never tire. What is it? Knockback. It's this one. Single frame. Block. Overhead attack. It does have a wind-up animation, though. Okay. So this is wide attack. Iraq. Okay. This is a quick attack. A rack. God damn it. Quick attack is this. What else? Bomb. We may or may not have to split these animations. A warrior. Oh. There's a bunch of extra frames we need to clean up. How come you're not saving your scenes in .res anymore? I don't think I ever did. My scenes, they've always been a TRES file. The TRES file is human legible, so I've had Godot corrupt a scene, and I have on multiple occasions, including recently with the last Sublunaris stream, before the stream, I actually reclaimed a scene by editing some text, the scene as a text editor, because GitHub had placed a bunch of notes in it for changes, and it never removed them. And that caused the scene to be corrupted. So I had to go through the file, remove some of that, and get it up and running. And I don't think I would have been able to do that if it was a res file, because res is just binary. Sounds lovely. I know, right? Always lovely. It's not the first time that happened either. Okay, nice. Cool. So, I suppose what we're going to be doing here is making state machine. So let's give it a script. Dang it. State walking. So if the state is walking, where are we walking? So we need to choose between one of the players or the cauldron. Target null. Ready? Okay. So let's do this. 50% chance? Or mostly going for the cauldron, maybe a few of them going for the player. So let's do if randi Randy out of 10 is above 7, above or equals to 7, then we're going to go for the player. So target equals get tree, get nodes and group, player group. Okay, we do want to make sure that we're not going for the dead players. So maybe we should just do this. Var players equals get the players. Then we're going to loop for player in players. Check if player dot down or player dot dead. You know, maybe I'm not going to make the players go dead. Either everybody lives or everybody dies. Because one of the things that I personally don't exactly like in co-op games is that one of the players dies, and then the rest of the level, the other players are just playing, and the other players just sitting there doing nothing. So maybe we'll go easy. No dead players, just down players. If everyone's down, game over. Okay. So if the player is down, we're going to continue looping through the rest of the players. And then after we do this, we break. But if target is still null, then we have no other choice but to target the cauldron. So we have to get the cauldron. Tree, get first node in group. Put the cauldron in the group. And then we'll tell the warrior to get the first node in the group. There we go. Find first non-downed player. We also need to shuffle this, because if we don't shuffle it, it doesn't return anything, so we just execute it on the shuffle. If we don't shuffle it, always the first player in the group is going to be targeted. Don't want to do that. Okay. Else, if it's not above or equals to 7, then we'll do this. Cool. Let's set the speed equals 300. Physics process. So for walking, then we need to calculate the direction. So velocity dot, or velocity equals global position dot direction 2 target global position. That's the velocity. And we need to actually move. So we're going to call move and slide outside of everything, because move and slide has to be executed by several states. Likely. Okay. And then times speed. Okay. Now, if the player is close enough, we need to do something about need to do something about the attacking. Now, attack check would have to be done either if we're walking, or maybe if we're in the middle or at the end of the attack, to see if we need to attack again. Let's see here. Play, walk. Oh god. That's a little fast. Just a touch. Okay. Right, we are working with pixel art here, so... That's still too fast. Okay. So that's good. It needs to know when it reached the thing that it's attacking. We could do a distance check, but we're in the civilized world now. We can use collision shapes. Okay, so... Attack proximity area. Check if the body has entered. Check if the body has exited. Okay. Cool. So, two things can be damaged by the player. By the enemy. The cauldron and the player. So, we can add them to the group. So, damageable. Vulnerable group. Let's do that. Because damageable is what I usually assign to things that the player can damage. Okay. So, if the body that we have just detected is in group, vulnerable group, that means we've reached the proximity. Our target technically should already be populated. So let's make a variable called inRange. Okay, now when something leaves, when something leaves, we need to make sure that whatever left is the thing that we were after. So if body is target, we're no longer in range. Oh, look at that. Zoltan's got to go. Steven drops in as a replacement. What do you guys have, a shift? You guys have a schedule that I don't know about. Greetings from a mobile phone. Hello, mobile phone. Okay. Cool. In range, false. So this allows us to be aware of it. Actually, when anything is in range. This probably isn't the best way to handle it. I think let's do vulnerable in range. We're gonna make it an array. We're gonna append the body to the array, and then when it leaves, if the range has body, we're gonna erase the body from the array. So this tells us if there's multiple things within range. Okay. That's giving you 13 minutes late from his shift. It's going to be deducted from his pay. Okay. So, if the size is more than 0, that means we're within the range of something. So we should switch state to attack begin. Now the reason we don't go straight for the attack and we instead do attack begins because this gives us an opportunity to choose what kind of an attack to execute. So first things first, velocity has to be cleared, so we stop. Second of all, we need to choose one of 3 attacks. Okay, so let's do match Randy 3. On the road. On the road. On the road again. Okay. So if it's 0, we're gonna go with overhead attack. If it's 1, we're gonna go with quick attack. This might not be the best way to choose, but yeah. Wide attack. Okay, and then after we choose, state is going to be sent to attack execute. Here, we need to wait for the animation to be done, which I think we can just do playing. There's a signal. Stop, get angle, global, okay. Is playing. So if it's not is playing, we're gonna go back to walking. Else, we're gonna go and attack again. Now, block is a loop. Bomb is not a loop. Knockback, it's a loop. Overhead attack, quick attack, walk is a loop. Wide attack is not a loop. Alright. Do the shuffle. Do the truffle shuffle. The shit. Okay. Oh, hold on a second. If it's not playing, then excuse me, we need to do a check if the vulnerable range, so this check again. Okay, so if it's more than 0, that means we gotta attack again. Else, we gotta do this. Okay. It's a little slow. We might have to split this up into multiple animations where the wind up, where the wind up is separate. Has animated sprite 2D been updated? Normal sprite use normal sprite 2D with an animation player because animated sprite 2D seemed a bit lacking. It depends on your use case, man, because ever since I started working with Godot, animation player seemed to do the things that I needed to do. So it's, you know, I don't know if it's been updated or not, but it really depends on what features you're looking for. I think they did get some signals additions, like frame changed and animation finished. Sprite frames changed. So, you know. Depends on the use case. I'm pretty sure there used to be a couple of extra frames. Okay, so the next point probably have to be like right here. So drags the sword forward. Oh, okay, this definitely not what I wanted to do. Our connection is a little spotty. I think we're recording. Oh, okay. Hmm. Interesting. Okay, in certain cases the legs lose a little bit of the thickness. Okay. I might actually have to start splitting these animations into separate folders. So let's do update playback range. I'm gonna export render animation. This will be warrior, but this is attack wind up. Okay, so let's go here. New animation, attack, wind up. Okay. So, when begin attack takes place, we're gonna play attack, wind up. Then, when the animation is done, so this is not a looping animation, so if is playing, is not, then we're gonna make a choice. Although, I'm sure this will work just fine, but we do have to keep in mind we're constantly sitting in the attack begin, and it's constantly playing this over and over and over again. So we may not actually ever hit the state we're looking for. Okay, so we might actually have to do attack choice. Okay, in the state of attack choice, we're going to wait for the animation to finish playing, the wind up, and then we'll choose one of three, and then that's going to go back here. Okay, interesting. Not too bad, actually. We can speed up the animation as the enemies become tougher and tougher. So the wind-up window is going to be shorter and shorter. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. This seems okay. We probably will have to be a bit more fair about the way our attacks are calculated, because there's this wide attack. This one. Oh, not that one. This one. A big ol' circle. This one pretty much damages anything within range of, well, attack. This front one, let's see. This one is just gonna damage whatever's to the left, and then this quick one probably is gonna damage whatever's to the left and down. Maybe? Also, these attacks do have to take place on certain frames. Okay, so we can do frame changed. We do if state is attack execute. Oh, misspelled it. If we're in attack execute, then based on which attack we're currently playing, so we'll need to do animation player. Then we'll do one thing. if it is quick attack, and a wide attack. Okay. A wide attack damages anything and everything within the region, but it has to do so on a particular frame. Okay, so wide attack, frame number 2. Okay. If we're doing that, then anything within the range of attack, we have that array here. Vulnerable in range. We're going to loop through it. We're going to damage it. With the amount of 10, I suppose. Or I guess with the amount of damage, whatever damage is. Which is a variable that we'll have to declare. Okay. That's for the wide attack. For quick attack, 3, by the looks of it, 3 and maybe, yeah, has to be a single frame. And then for this one, for the overhead attack, wait, I don't see the overhead attack. Oh, right here. 3 as well. So quick attack has 2 actually. And then overhead attack has 3. Okay. Now what are you complaining about? Oh. Can't have an if statement without an if. Okay. And then damage variable has to be spelled correctly. Nice. Now. Right now I think it's just going to be without particular remorse for direction. Oh, wow. Slain so hard, you just killed him. Damage. Non-existent function called damage. Take damage? I think that's what it is. Yes. Okay, nice. Maybe a little bit of a knockback would be nice. Let's see. I think that's a dash. Cauldron does it. Yeah. Now, Cauldron doesn't have a dash and still needs to be damageable. So we could hypothetically do something like give it a function called dash. Okay, so dash original position and strength. So we'll do dash equals original position dot direction to global position times strength. And that's going to execute a dash, which is also reused for knockback. Func dash has the same name. Wait, really? Oh, variable. Okay. Push dash. Cool. All right, so we go to warrior. We're going to do x dot push dash global position with a strength of 30. Okay. Now Cauldron doesn't have a function called push dash. We're going to make one, but we're not going to make it do anything. It's just going to be like x, y, pass. What is it? Not used. Yeah, it's easier than programming the warrior to have to perform a check before running the push dash. Okay. Okay. Oh, looks like it's just targeting me now. It does need to flip based on the direction he's going. So this is going to be in the walk. Flip H. It's going to be based on goal position X to be higher than the target goal position X. Or, yeah, the target is higher than us. That's what the dash was for. Speaking of which, if we have an enemy that is targeting the cauldron, when we hit it, we are supposed to be able to redirect its attention to us. Func damage. Amount. I think when the player bullet. Oh, player bullet isn't programmed to damage it. Okay. Melee. Slash. It does run damage. It sends a reference to the object that damaged it and the amount. Okay. We can work with that. So, origin. I think the amount comes first. Amount, self. Damage amount, origin. Cool. It's gotta have health. Let's do 20 for the starters. Minus equals 10. If health is below or equals to 0, then state is dead. We can set velocity to vector to 0. So it clears the movement. Why are you complaining? Damage has name as previously declared variable. Okay. Damage. Okay, interesting. So we're not allowed to have functions with the same name as variables anymore. Okay. take damage. Actually, no. We already have damage being used in the slash, so we're gonna do damage amount. Okay, so in this case, damage, damage, damage. I think it's because now in Godot 4.3 you're able to pass function references as parameters. Cool, okay. So some sort of a death animation might be nice. For now, let's just make the animation player sprite invisible. Animated sprite 2D. Visible false. And because it's got a new state, it should hypothetically never even play any other animations or any other logic. Okay. I believe it needs to be in the group for the slash to damage it. Melee damageable group, yep. That's good. And then what else? The bullet needs to be able to damage it as well. We can't detect it. The slash needs to see... It does see stuff on layer 1. I think our warrior has no shape. This might be a bit of a problem. The shape required to shoot it is not the same as the shape required to damage it. Oh, nice. We killed it. I think we just load the player shader. It is set to local to scene. Oh, whoa. You can put a shader on the collision shape? Interesting. Not what I need, though. Paste. Nice. Okay, so we'll do var damage white 0.0. Okay. Damage white becomes 1.0. As a matter of fact, maybe 2.0, so it dissipates a little bit slower. And then we need a process function. Damage white times equals 0.95. That's going to make it dissipate over time. Dang it. Okay, that definitely did not work because we didn't actually apply it. Okay. Animation sprite, material, set property we're setting is damage white. Nice. Okay, it's stuck on me now. Man, what is... Why? Is it because it should be detecting but not seeing? Moving platform. Do nothing. Maybe that's why. We don't have moving platforms here, so... Oh yeah, that's probably why. Nice. Oh no, not nice. The heck? On leave. Floor layers. Slide on ceiling. Motion grounded. Okay. Let's see here. There's no moving platforms. There we go. Oh. Take damage. Cauldron doesn't have a damage function. Okay, fair enough. Well, since we're on the subject. Max points. Okay. We do know that we have a damage... Was it cauldron hit? Yes. I don't know if I really appreciate the Taco Bell sounds in my ears right now. Okay. We're gonna randomize the pitch scale. Rand F range between 0.9 and 1.1. Yes. Identifier in class body. Damage amount. Came from here. It's a function. Oh, okay. The warrior has to be told that there are no objects. There's no sliding. Nice. Okay. Now, one last thing. The bullet also doesn't damage melee damageable group. It doesn't damage this thing. So, bullet damageable group. Okay. I'm going to go to the bullet. Give it an area. Give it a collision shape. A circle. Gonna make it slightly smaller than the bullet. And then body entered. As a matter of fact, see, here's the thing. Our warrior has a collision shape that's this big. I think we may want to give it a different shape just to cover the whole body. Thinking a static body will do. Like, an area node technically is exactly what this is for. It's a non-physics object that can be used for detection. So here's what I'm going to do. This is for ground detection, floor collisions. Okay, and then I'm going to give it an extra shape, which is going to be the body, which is about yay big. Just keep it centered. Okay, so damage detection, which means the bullet will have to detect not a body, it'll have to detect an area. Okay. Now, damage detection. I could put it on the separate collision layer, or I could assign a collision, a different node group, and check with that. Enemy damage area. Let's call it that. Layer 6. So, the warrior will exist only on layer 6. And it will not be scanning for anything. The bullet area has to detect layer 6. And only layer 6. Yes. Okay. So we'll treat physical collisions, like bumping into things, separate from damage collisions. And then this area, actually this area detects layer 6, doesn't exist on anything else. Okay. So if anything that is enemy damage area is on layer 6, we can pretty much guarantee that if we have detected a collision, that means it must have been something on layer 6, because we can literally not detect anything else. So we don't need to do anything, any verifications here. The only areas that would exist on layer 6 are those that can be damaged. So we do area, get parent, damage. Damage or take damage? Damage. Damage, and then they also send a reference to self. The bullet damage, let's for now do 5. And then Q free. This will destroy the bullet. Nice. Okay. I can see that we still have the ability to damage the warrior. So we'll do our regular assortment of trickeries. Like, attack proximity area is not needed. Damage detection is not needed. Maybe for safety's sake, we'll just disable it. Okay. We'll need to disable our area. So things can go through us since we're invisible. And then disable this true. And the reason why we're doing all of this is because there's supposed to be some sounds for us to play. Audio stream player 2D. Let's see. Enemy death. Nice. Okay. So death sound effect. Audio stream randomizer. We're just gonna do the death sound effect for the time being, since it's right here. Okay. We're gonna do play. And once it's done, this is where we need to cue free. Nice. On death, SFX finished. Cue free. Whoops. Oh. Okay. Very spectacular. What happened? Disabled. Collision shape disabled. Okay. Nice. Okay, cool. Now that's an hour mark. I'm gonna take a 10-minute and come back. Alright, there we go. Cool. What do we got going on right now? We've got warrior. It's a warrior. We've got some sounds that we need to implement. Okay, we got like 6 hertz sounds. Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. We need to make sure that these things spawn points. Mm-hmm. Actually, I think that should just be a static value. Yeah, you know what? Let's make it up to 15. And then it needs to spawn those points, which means we need to instantiate the point. So we need to preload it. For x in range of numbers, we're gonna do rand I range. I think we can just do rand I range. Godot knows what to do. Let's do spawn points minus 7 up to spawn points. And then this is where we need to spawn. Yep. Nice. Ah, come on. Okay. I think we should move the point acquisition shape up a little bit in the player. Or just reduce it entirely. Keep it like this. It's not entirely too big. Ah. Oh, come on. Not even a smidge. Not even the tiniest smidge. Okay. That's cool. That is cool. What do we need to do now? The cauldron has some damage sounds. Let's see. It's got a hit sound, which needs to play. Oh yeah, we never actually got to hear that because the level didn't get enough Zambonis to test that. Okay, so that right there, when we hit it, the enemy needs to switch their attention to us. Now, when we shoot a bullet, I don't think it actually has a reference to the player, like the slash does. We have my player here. The bullet does not have such luxuries. So, when the player shoots the bullet, it will have to populate self into that variable. And now after this, when the warrior gets damaged, right here, the origin of the damage will always be the player, or the bullet, which has my player variable. So target will have to switch to my player. Oh, come on. Wait, what? Interesting. We could still damage it. Milk it for all it's got. Okay, so hold on a second. I'm pretty sure we disabled the shape. Or maybe we didn't. Maybe we imagined it. No, it's right here. The bullet detects an area. If that area has no shape, or its shape is disabled, it shouldn't be detectable. Although, it's probably this right here. Well, hold on a second. Again, it detects an area. The warrior has an area. Oh, it has two areas technically. Hold on a sec. This is area on collision 6. This exists on collision 6. When health reaches 0, I mean, we could just basically say this. If state is dead, return. Right. But that wouldn't prevent the bullet from still detecting it. This is really odd. Yeah, see? So we might actually... This, I think, is bugged. It doesn't actually disable it, and I don't know why. But we're gonna do this. We're gonna queue free. This is why I initially said I was gonna queue free it, and then I said, nah, maybe not. Well, we'll have to do it. There we go. Except the collision is still there. But even then, the collision is still there. Like, none of these disabled states do shit. Disabled is true, which means it should not be detectable. Okay, I guess we'll go in the nuclear route. Queue free. Go fuck yourself, Godot. You do what I tell you to do. Here we go. Mm-hmm. We should actually be able to also shoot at the cauldron. That is a defensive mechanism. It uses like a certain portion of the points to create this burst of bullets going in all directions. Mm-hmm. Okay, so when the bullet hits this, it will tell the parent of this area to run damage, and it also will forward self. Now, the cauldron has a take damage function, not just damage. So I think we should just have it be damage. Just gonna be damage. Yes. This damage. And here we run damage. Okay. Now, when the bullet hits, it runs the damage, but it sends 2 pieces of data. When the cauldron receives damage, where is it? Oh, we're in it. When it receives damage, it only takes 1 data, so we're gonna have to supply origin, and then we're gonna make it equals to null, because warriors don't actually send a reference to themselves. They don't need to. That information is never going to be used. So by default, it's going to be set to null. So here, we can check if player damaged cauldron shoot defense projectiles. So if origin is not null, which means it has been set, which means it was shot by a player bullet, then, if I remember correctly, we actually have a projectile. Cauldron bubble, cauldron projectile. Yes. This is it. Export advanced. Nope. Just export. Cauldron projectile. Engine sprites. Cauldron projectile. Okay. This will be the thing that the cauldron shoots. Confirmation. We're going to start with a character body 2D. Okay. Now this thing doesn't really care about anything. Just needs an area to detect. Go. Area to use for collision detections. And I believe the way we did is that it was pretty indiscriminate. Like it could shoot the player, it could shoot the enemies. We had to avoid it. Which is kind of funny, to be honest. So let's see. So we know that it needs to do area entered for the Zambonis. So let's do scripts. Dang it. this. Okay. Area. So it's gonna do area entered. And it's also gonna do body entered for the players. Players are fairly small. So I think detecting them just by that collision shape at the bottom would be okay. Yeah, so we'll be able to miss it just barely. Okay, so it's a group, player group. So if body dot is in group, player group, body dot queue_free. No, whoa, Jesus, no, that's too much. Just kill the player for one shot. Damage, deal damage of, let's say, 15 for now. And then queue_free. Nice. Next, enemy detection. Yeah, but we have to be careful because cauldrons actually share the area detection from the enemy. So probably gonna have to add it to a specific group called enemy group. Okay. If area. Okay, now that's a bit of a problem. Damage area detector is explicitly going to only scan for layer 6 stuff, which is enemy damage area. That's right. We actually need a different... See, this is why I don't like using collision layers. Because you can't just filter out certain things on certain layers. I have to use both of these. Okay. So if the body that enters, which is on layer 1, is player group, do this. For areas, we need to get the parent of the area, which I think should be fairly safe because we never have any areas that are at the very top level of the whole game, which wouldn't have a parent. So we can do area.get parent.is in group called what? We are specifically targeting enemies, so enemy group would make sense. Then get parent damage 15. And then there's no self-reference to it. So this might become a problem because the origin could be non-player. So if origin, if not, origin is in group. So we'll need to be able to identify these cauldron projectiles. This is why I like groups so much. So much easier. If it's not in the projectile, in the group called cauldron projectile group, then it's got to be a player bullet. Nothing else can actually detect it. And then it's going to switch target. And then, since the cauldron projectile does not send a reference to itself, actually it should, technically. self. Player does not accept that. So, okay. I'm pretty sure we've covered most of the bases. I guess we'll see what crashes. We need to get the preload. Cauldron projectile. Okay. Let's start with a static number. 4x in range of 6. Let's do amount to create, because we need to have access to this number here. No. Okay. 4x in amount to create. So, new bullet, new buller. Object projectile preload, instantiate. We're going to add or get parent, add child projectile, global position equals the global position of this object. Get this away out of here. Direction. New projectile velocity. Now this is where we need to calculate the direction. We know that's 360 degrees. We know that it is divided into 6 quadrants because we're shooting 6 bullets. So okay, so pi times 2 is 360 degrees. We divide that by the amount of projectiles to create, and then multiply by the index. Okay, this is the angle. Shoot angle. Cool. Then we need a vector 2 for the direction. Cosine for x, sine for y, and then times, let's say, 300 is the speed of the projectile. Alright, dear God help us. Oh, okay, it did create them, it didn't crash, that's a good sign. We just need move and slide for actual movement to take place. Yes! Oh, it works. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna make it so that it knocks back the player. So we're gonna do body.dash global position, and then the strength of the knockback is 30. Oh, it crashed. What is it, do dash or make dash? Push dash. Okay. Ah, okay. Nice. Oh, interesting. loud ass puddle splashes. Random pitch. -10. Footsteps. Just 0. Okay, since we can damage the enemies and they turn white, maybe we should also do that on the bush. No need for the grass, because the grass is a one-time hit. Okay, let's do shader, local, and then quick load, the only shader we've ever written. Cool. Okay, bar, damage white, 0.0. Okay, then we do damage white equals 2.0. Okay, this value is capped at 1.0. So when it's set at 2.0, it's going to stay white for longer. It's not going to go any further, though. Okay. Sprite material set. Man. I really got to appreciate Godot Engine for giving us the node system. It's so easy to talk to stuff. 0.95. 0.9. Yes. Yes. Should probably make the cauldron also do the same thing. We don't need to make it... yeah, we probably do. Local to scene, because it might inherit the value from other shaders. Okay, damage, white. Wait, that's cauldron projectile. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? Cauldron. There we go. Material. Shader. There we go. Okay. Material set. .9, so it slowly dissipates, and then when it takes damage, 1.0. Nice. There's actually a sound for the cauldron shoot. Yes. So when it shoots that projectile, it makes that haunting sound. Play. We're still missing some key components, like reloading, munition. Do I have a hit sound? Player burn. Not really. Should we have the enemies do footsteps? It's for upgrading one of the player's stats. You know what? Why don't we wrap it up here? Even though I technically still have some more time, I don't want to get burnt out on this. So I know what needs to be done next. These are some important features like the vending machine, the ammo dispenser, the ammo inventory items, shooting, reloading, wave system, etc., etc. Cool. So I'll wrap it up here. We're going to continue in the next one. And thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. This is technically Sunday, so next time we'll get to work on this would be next weekend.